get started. Richard, thank you this evening for making the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. It's not the same as if you could come in person, but we're really happy that you are with us via this media. And Richard, I know that you and your lovely wife Leilani and your beautiful son Samuel are special to our family. My daughter Kelly was Samuel's first school teacher, yeah, and at St. Joseph's Catholic School, so she remembers him well. And I see that Leilani picked, tall, dark, and handsome. She got the trifecta with you, So my wife got fat, bald, and pale. So, but her standards are a little lower, so that's okay. Anyway, so we are talking about a story, and I remembered. Many months ago, we were talking in the parking lot, and it was you're just such a captivating storyteller, first of all, and your story really impressed me, and I really wanted to have this opportunity to have for you to tell this story to others, and so and other men that I believe will really get a lot, from what you have to share. But before we jump into that captivating story, you grew up in Nigeria?
Yes, I'm originally from Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria. My dad was in the military, and my mom was a trader, and then she had 11 of us.
11?
Yeah,
where are you in the order?
But 11 of us, but 8 of us survived. So now we are 4 boys, 4 girls. And then I have an elder brother, 2 elder sisters. Then I fall to the number 4. So in the order, I am the number 4th. And then in the order of the boys, I am the number 2. So
nice. Good place to be.
Good place to be.
That's wonderful. Tell me a little bit about how you grew up in terms of your faith. Like, were your parents very devout? Did they, how did you come to grow up in the Catholic faith?
My mom was a devout Christian and Catholic. So at the point whereby my mom used to take me with her to the mass, I was very little. But she always liked taking me to mass. I guess maybe because I showed interest in always trying to engage in the Catholic activities from tender age. So that led me to, even while I was growing up, we have this event in the Catholic Church called Block Rosary, which recite the Rosary it's 3 times in a week. So from 6:30 to 8 p.m. we always at Block Rosary. I graduated to the Legion of Mary at some point. Then I was already matured, and then I was in several church activities, and my favorite organization is St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay.
Who take care of the vulnerable and cares for the needy.
How would you describe, in your earlier childhood, you mentioned that the rosary was important to you. You were drawn to it? Yeah. I mean, or did your mom say, you're gonna go?
No, because in Nigeria, back in the days, I don't think it happens. No, it do happens, but maybe it's still in the rural areas. But back in the days, most especially in Nigeria, where I come from, you have the Block Rosary. Is the mission, is the how to recite the Rosary mission, and then all the Catholic Church has their branches stationed in the community. So you have one that is always close to you. Okay. So from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., you see we gather in group to walk to the Block Rosary.
Okay.
And then when we get there, we recite the Block Rosary, and we say Our Lady of Fatima prayer, and also say the litany for the Virgin Mary.
Sure.
And then when we finish, we sing. Okay. And then we come back. So that grows me and then built me into the love for Rosary.
Okay.
So, and then I can't do without it. Now I don't go anywhere without my rosary. In my bag there's a rosary, in my car there's a rosary, in my pocket there's a rosary. So everything around me, in my office, on the table there's a rosary.
Wow.
So everywhere I go there's a rosary. So and I just love the Lord. I just love the rosary.
No, that's fantastic. What a wonderful testimony you have for Mary. Can you tell me about what happened to you? Around what age did this occur? This accident that you were going to tell me about?
This was in 2020.
2020-ish. Okay. Well, in your own words, tell us what happened.
I lived in Abuja. At that time, my wife lived in Lagos with my son because she was working for the United States Embassy in Lagos, Nigeria. And then I usually travel every 2 weeks to see them because my own job is in Abuja, the capital, while they're in Lagos. So sometimes I go and sometimes they come see me. So, but this fateful day I was in Lagos, I have some businesses that I just wanted to check on how they are doing, and then I got on a bike, headed from Ikoyi to Apapa, and then on getting to Apapa, just not even half a mile to where I'm going, a bus knocked me off from the bike. So I still got up with the pain in my leg, went to where I was going, finished, still took the bike back.
Moved the bike back injured?
Back to Ikoyi, and then my wife saw me. I was even reluctant. Because my wife said, no, look, I said, no, there was nothing. I'm fine. She said, no, we have to go to the hospital. And then we went to the hospital. They did an x-ray, they dressed the wound and all that, and then they said I was fine. And they gave me some pills to take home. But funny enough, after the pain kept increasing daily, day by day it increases. And then at the point that my knee started swelling, and that was when I had to go back to the hospital.
Unbearable pain.
Unbearable pain, so I had to go back to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, the doctor saw me and said, this leg is infected. And then he said, we need to have a surgery ASAP. And I got admitted into the hospital, and the next day I had the first surgery.
Okay.
So after the first surgery, with the bandage and POP on my leg, they had to give it for 4 or 5 days. When they opened it, and that was when they saw that the infection has really eaten down. So where they operated was around the knee, but it has gone down. Oh. So if I had I'm trying to make a book, so all those pictures will be, yes.
Oh, you have pictures of that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness you didn't bring them. Okay.
So it now went further down, and then the doctor said I needed another surgery. So I got prepped for the second surgery. I went into the surgery room, had the second surgery.
And this is to clean the infection?
This is to clean the infection. So if I should show you the picture of the accident, and then the picture of the first surgery, and then the picture of the second surgery, you will say, no, that is not your leg, because it is totally different.
Oh.
Because
it became emaciated, maybe.
And then after the second surgery, there was complication because there was no antibiotic that was working for me, even though they gave me the most expensive antibiotic. It wasn't working. My WBC rose to 64,000, and nothing was working. I couldn't eat anything. Even if I put a sip of water in my mouth, I threw up. So the
infection was pretty much going through your entire body at this point.
So literally nothing was working, and my leg was already getting decayed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the option was to cut it off, like to
Amputate it.
Yeah. And I said,
Did
no.
they come and tell you that they would have to
They
do
were
that?
already whispering it to my
your
sisters,
family.
and then I was inside me. I was saying that no, that's not my leg, not my leg. And then I started saying, there's this prayer I love so much. It's called the prayer for Our Lady of Perpetual Help.
Okay.
So it's also a Marian prayer.
Okay.
So I was reciting that prayer.
From memory, you knew this prayer from when you were growing up.
Yes. So I was reciting that prayer and then saying my rosary at every 12 midnight. I say this prayer, say my rosary, and then say other prayers.
Did you feel like you just didn't know what else to say, and that's why you were praying this? What was your state of mind?
I think because of my love for the rosary and for the miracles I have encountered even before the accident. I've encountered several miracles from the rosary. Because just maybe let me give you an example. I went to the ATM in Nigeria. It has to be, you have to queue.
Yes.
And then queuing, seeing so many people on the queue, sometimes the money run out.
Oh.
It runs out, and then you have to wait till the next day for the bank to fill it up before you can use the ATM. And that night, my gas was at the bottom, and then I needed to buy gas. If not, I can't get home. And just like 2 people in front of me, the money ran out. And I stood there, I looked at the next ATM, that gas will not take me there. And
you were
brought out my rosary, and I just say, Mother Mary, I know I am not supposed to put you to test, but you know my condition. I believe if I go to this ATM, I'm gonna get cash. And I went to the ATM, slot in my card, and lo and behold, I got cash. And
from the same ATM that did not have any money in it, from 2 people before you.
And when people saw that I got cash, and the crowd went back to the next person after me, nothing came out. And
wow.
A woman looked at me and said, you are blessed. And that was how I got gas and went home. So to cut that short story.
Yeah, no, that's impressive, yeah.
So when I just started saying the rosary at 12 midnight.
Okay.
Because I wanted...
This is in the hospital?
In the hospital. On the bed. I had my younger brother who came to stay with me. Because then Sammy was very young, and then Leilani has to go home with Sammy. So on this fateful night, after saying on the 3rd day, after saying my prayers, my rosary and all that, I was watching the TV, and then it seems like somebody was squeezing, like...
You felt a sensation in your leg?
Sensation.
Nobody was there, nobody was touching you?
I wasn't seeing anybody. The pain was unbearable, and I was trying to call my brother to call the nurses to come and give me
pain medication.
Pain medication. But he was right there. My voice was gone. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't speak. And it went on for like 6, 7, 8 minutes.
This sensation in your leg, and it was painful.
Sensation, like as if they're squeezing my leg.
Oh, okay.
And after that moment, I never slept for almost a month and a half in the hospital.
Because you were in pain, yeah.
But after that moment, I slept off. And that was the best sleep I had ever since I got to the hospital. And in the morning, my wife usually checked on me before going to work.
Sure.
And she came, checked on me, and she left. And the doctor came in, and he was looking at my face. He knew that I am always angry when he comes, because when he's dressing that leg,
it hurts.
Yeah. So he told me jokingly, he said, hey, I'm not here to inflict more pain to you, but just trying my best to keep the wound fresh. And then he said jokingly, can I lift my leg up?
Mm-hmm. On your own, can you lift your leg? Yeah.
You know, because of the pain and the way the leg is, I can never lift it up.
Sure,
But when
sure.
he said, can you lift your leg up? I lift my leg up. And he was shocked. And he said,
You must have been shocked.
that moment, I don't even know what I was doing.
Wow.
And then he said, put it down, lift it up again. I lift it up.
Without any pain, without any...
no pain, nothing. He said, put it down, lift it up again. I lift it up. And he ran out to go call the chief medical director, the CMD of the hospital.
Okay, okay.
And he said he has never seen anything like that. So the night before the doctor left, they had the test on me, and my WBC was 64,000. But the morning after that event, they did a test for me. My WBC was down to 24,000.
Wow.
And
wow.
How did this happen? Nobody knew. Even me, that this happened to me, I didn't know what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was afterwards, God had to replay this in my dream and showed me how the healing came about. And that moment, I felt ungrateful. I had to kneel down and say, God, I'm sorry. I got carried away. I was thinking it was my own power. No, it was you. And then this is a miracle.
So the turning point, I mean, the healing itself is just, I mean, beyond words, right? But you prayed. Why did you were praying to Mary? You were praying your rosary. You were finding comfort in being able to pray. You were in such pain. They were talking about amputating your leg eventually. What was going through your mind when you were praying for, were you praying for healing? Were you praying for an answer? Do you even know what you were praying for then?
I just believe that Mary will come to my aid, because she has come to my aid several times.
Like she did at the ATM.
So I believe that she will come to my aid. And then while I was saying those prayers,
yes,
it was just a way to be communicating to God, telling him that if there's any way I've come short of your glory, pardon me, I'm sorry, and then God showed up.
That's an amazing story. So what changed in you from that point forward? I mean, you were, I would say you were devout. You grew up with the faith that your mother imparted to you, so beautifully done, by the way. And you were practicing, but after this, did something kind of stir in you to maybe go deeper, or how did that manifest it in your life?
Yeah, because I felt God gave me a second chance. So I dedicated my time to the service of God. Mm-hmm. I became more humble, and then I try to tell people that God is within us. All we need to do is to have a relationship with him by communicating directly to God. Going to mass, going to church services, it is not enough. You need to have that relationship with your God through prayer, through the rosary. And this relationship, when you need God, he will always show himself up for you.
But how do you talk to and encourage a man who says, look, I didn't grow up like that. I didn't have that. My parents did what they could, but they weren't that devout maybe, or I had to kind of find my own way. And even now, I've got a lot of commitments. I've got a lot of, family to take care of. I've got this, that, and the other. I don't pray the rosary like that. Most often I might feel guilty, but I can't be like Richard. you know, I can't do what he does. But you told me once, anybody and everybody can do what you do.
Like I usually use myself as an example. When I got to my parish, Church of the Resurrection in Bostonville, I I came there, I attended mass there, and then after attending mass in two previous places, but when we got to the community, I told my wife, no, this is home, and then ever since I remained there. So I became patriotic to the service of humanity. I became more engaged. I was I was doing the usher. I was the night participating in all of the night events in the church. I was carrying the crucifix before mass and after mass. I was so engaged, and then this has led me to so many blessings. Like sometimes I don't know how God do it, because when I came into this town, I had no car. From that same church, somebody linked me with someone that gave me a car to be paying like a car that you go, you don't, if you have to pay before getting those cars. But because of what I do, I got linked up, and then the car was given to me. I had to take months before I could start paying gradually.
Sure.
So many testimonies that I cannot say.
You had a beautiful line though. You became patriotic in the service of humanity. Wow. You know, most guys don't talk like that. Like you know, that speaks of it speaks of your servant's heart. You know, how you serve God through serving other people. So let me ask you something. I know that you're writing a book, and I want to be the first person to get an autographed copy from Richard Ochai. I don't expect you to charge me for this, though, but I expect to get a free book autographed from you because I'm cheap. You know, that's what. But why is it important for you to tell your story? Why are you writing this book? What is it that you really want to these other people to get from it, and what is the message you're telling?
Okay, why I'm writing this book? Because I feel where I come from is different to where I am presently. I feel maybe because things are very easy in this side of the world, so people are not too committed in God. You see people come to mass and all that, but they don't have the relationship. So I'm trying to tell people that, look, you might have your busy life on earth, but think about life after earth. So like the Bible says, it says, seek ye the kingdom of God first, and I'll give you everything that is attached to it. So I think I'm just following the scripture.
I cannot top that. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Richard.